This is the 76th episode of the Effective Executive Podcast and YouTube channel. And this week I want to discuss the right way to flatten your organization. This is a term that's been used over the years. It seems to be coming back in vogue right now. Organizations trying to flatten things so there's not as many people between, let's say, the front line and the president of the company. And many organizations are facing this right now by virtue of either a financial crunch that they're having right now. Stock market prices have gone down, and they may continue to do so. Or they maybe already are in a situation where they're losing money and they've got to find a way to make themselves more capable of doing things with fewer folks in the organization. Another reason might be to flatten an organization is a lot of companies are having trouble getting employees. And so they got to figure out, okay, how do I do more with less, which always seems to be the mantra for management and executives. And there's assortment of other reasons why organizations may try to flatten their organization. Now, the wrong way to go about this is just haphazardly eliminating people. And this then becomes a popularity contest. And I see this so much, especially in the larger organizations where, it's almost like picking sides to a basketball team, you get first pick, second pick, all that type of thing. And that is not the way to go about it. Now, other reasons why people flatten their organization, or the wrong way to approach it, is to achieve layoffs. Now, I've talked about this in many different episodes. You could go back to episode 66, and you will find that episode 66 is where I talk about the Better.com executive and what he could do. This executive could have done better, and an approach to going through doing layoffs that won't make employees want to leave your organization. But the right way is to design an organization where customers can pull value from your product or service. And from my perspective, this requires study. Most organizations haven't gone through a process of looking at their entire system, and they do it the wrong way, which is the haphazardly eliminating people, or just like the Better.com guy did, just call them up on a Zoom call and eliminate people. But if you do it right, it requires you to study your customer and what are the interactions that they're having with your organization, and being able to design an organization that is responsive to them. And so that's kind of the first step, really, is to go through and see how your organization is set up. And it doesn't take, some people, when I talk to executives, they think this is going to take years. Yeah, you can do this in a matter of, I'm going to say, depending on the size of your organization, anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks, and do it in a way that is thoughtful as opposed to the haphazard way I talked about earlier, which to me is wrong. The second thing is identify the positions that are creating value for customers while you're studying it. You may not have positions, roles in the organization that are creating any value. And that's one of the reasons why you want to study, is because everything's kind of pieced together. Where this person does this, and if you're in telecom, the call may go in to place an order, and then the technician goes through and does the work, and everything's kind of separated. And for customers, it's very hard to navigate. And so you'll want to make an organization, if you want to do it right, an organization that can be responsive to what customers are asking from your organization. And you got to work on this first. This is the first thing you need to do. You can't just say, well, we'll leave the existing rules that we have in there and those are fine, because if you're changing things, you need to change them so that they work for customers. And that's one of the reasons why haphazardly cutting people often doesn't work for customers. They don't think through what's going on in their organization. So now, I've talked about this a little bit before. There are positions that, from a customer perspective, will create value for the customer. And there are those positions that do not create value. There's no connection to what the customer is doing. And I've talked about this a number of episodes, where everybody in the organization should have an understanding what the customer's needs and wants are by spending time listening to conversations with customers, and it helps engage people as to the purpose of their organization, as well as understanding where their role fits in to the broader system that's out there. And this actually enhances your wanting to be part of an organization, because you kind of understand what's going on. But the positions that do not create value are probably the first ones you want to look at eliminating, and starting to look at developing roles that do. And sometimes those people can be moved into those positions, and it may even work out. But, well, typically, I'll tell you, it does work out better for them, because now they feel like they're doing something, adding value to the customer. And then there are those roles in an organization that help create value for those that are creating value. In other words, there's IT, there's financial things, and they can help enable those that do the work to do it better. But oftentimes, and I've stated this before, organizations are filled with these roles, these positions that aren't connected to anything. And you'll see that if you study your organization as a system and understand how customers are interacting with it, you will uncover, why are we doing you need those questions, and going through that process is really helpful. And the reality is, to be honest with you, with middle management and management positions, and even executive positions, there may find that they don't help create value for customers, or really help those that are creating value achieve what needs to be done for customers. So that's what I wanted to cover this week. It's one of those things. It's a hot topic right now because organizations are losing funding in some cases. The free money is going away. The party's over, and you can do things thoughtfully and actually come out ahead of other organizations, your competitors, if you think through how to go about doing it the right way of flattening your organization. That's what I wanted to cover this week. Catch you next week.